The other interesting thing about that episode is the juxtaposition between like humor and that's probably out of all the episodes the most just empathy you have for Michael, where he sets up, fast forward to later in the episode, he sets up the roast and he wants people to really let him have it, and people take him up on it, and you can see, at that point you realize, man, Steve Carell isn't just a great comedian. You could really see like pain on Michael's face. And even though he's been such a jerk, he, you really feel sorry for him. How did you guys kind of go into that knowing you wanted to frame Michael as a really sympathetic character in that episode?
Well, yeah, that was the story, so, but I think, one of the reasons it's so sympathetic is just because of Steve's acting.
Yeah.
He can do so much on his face. He can do like contradictory expressions, to at the same time.
Yeah.
Where he's like, furious and sad, or, cruel and empathetic.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a couple, like the moments where he's throwing the whole pieces of bread and just calling for birds to come is so iconic. But like I do feel like the spaceman monologue that he gives there, like the talking head where he talks about how there's this guy on a far off planet that doesn't see his problems, but he's got a powerful telescope and he can see I'm not okay. It was just so pure gold. How difficult was it as a writer? Because there was a couple of moments I feel like throughout the series where it never made the show not funny, but it also where I feel like the episode where it was revealed when Michael was a child, he was on this children's TV show and he didn't have any friends, and his constant longing to have like a wife and kids, and then the roast. How difficult was it to balance that juxtaposition of making the audience really feel for him, but then also keeping the show as funny as The Office is?
I think it was easy. After we got to know this guy, like in the beginning, I will say, maybe he was a little more David Brent.
Yeah.
But then once we adjusted, I mean, it did need this adjustment because that character was not built to keep his job.
Yeah.
That guy can't stay anywhere for years.
Yeah.
He was too far off the edge and too incompetent. So when we had to make Michael a lot more real, and Steve had to do that too.
Yeah.
A lot of that is just acting,
Yeah.
So he gets very real. He has such a clear voice that even today I am sometimes like writing a talking head in my mind for him. It became easy. It's just like you got to know someone so well.
Yeah.
And it was such it was a character that was capable of so much because he was dumb enough to do dumb comedy.
Yeah.
And kind of like mean enough to do some mean comedy, and real enough to have true emotion.
Yeah.
And then like deep down, there was a great kindness where he kind of really needed and loved these people. So it was easy.